dickheads die in the forest?
What? That's not accurate.
I was gonna say, what is it called? TPK?
TPK. Tomb of Perfectly... something something... I don't know. Also, my ring light decided to burn out on us.
Oh yeah.
So I am incredibly dark in here, despite having all the lights on. Somehow Shay is light, but she's also like directly under the one overhead light we have in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And I just get all the shadow, even though I'm at like an angle.
You
to
know
the light.
what you do when you're the
Wonder if it's
DM?
just the kitchen is on.
You get like one of those velvet cloaks, and you just keep the hood up, and you stay dark the whole time.
Yeah,
could.
the DM.
I could. That is the thing I put that on the list for Ren Fair. DM cloak.
Our Ren Fair was freaking canceled.
Really?
Yes, but I'm
They
Yeah.
still haven't announced what's going on for the Maryland one.
I want to go.
It's probably
If
gonna
it-
be canceled after everybody gets sick again.
I was like, if it's on, you're welcome. You can come stay with us. Let's see what the status is, because I keep checking it periodically.
I know my camera is like slightly tilted right now, but it's because I am propping it up on a binder.
So they still have it listed as being on, but they're very much saying it's like we're waiting and seeing how it's gonna look up until
When's it supposed to happen?
it starts the end of August. So there is
Oh.
there is still time for them to make a decision.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'd
was gonna
say
say if
there's
it was
no
later
chance,
than
mate.
mine.
What's that?
Yeah. I was gonna say if it's later than mine, that would make sense. But ours actually is October and November.
Oh, so you're
Yeah, they've already can't. They're like, yep, bye.
so yeah, this one doesn't have anything. So it's like they have a Twitter and they don't keep up on it because it's like it hasn't been
Yeah.
updated since last year. But when I went to the Facebook page, somebody actually kept up with that. And
I don't remember. I don't know where this friend lives. They're one of my online friends, but their Ren Fair is actually going on right now, and they've gone to it.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay.
And see, it's like that's the thing too, because it's like technically Virginia and Maryland are going down, quote unquote. So who knows? Because we're considered phase 3 reopened, and there hasn't been any talk of going back right now. But everywhere else continues to be a problem, so it's hard to tell where things are.
Yeah.
It was going down.
Yeah,
Was.
is the key word.
It
Okay.
stopped
I
going
feel like
down.
that's been America's motto this whole
Yep.
time. Well, it was going down.
Yeah, and
It doesn't exist anymore, right?
And
No,
the
it still
the
does.
main reason I'm watching it too is because it does look like it's actually sells out. But it runs from the end of August until the end of October, so I'm not super worried about when we can go. I just want to go because I used to go to this every year in high school, and I haven't been back to it in like 10 years, so I want to. That's how old I am, guys.
Yeah, the New York Ren Fair is canceled.
Yeah, but I can believe that because New York is actually taking it seriously, and they're like, yeah, let's not immediately reintroduce people. Like, I want to go to this, but I don't want to go if things are still bad. Like, I am not putting myself or Shay or anybody that we care about at risk to do this. I want things to be getting better, and as much as I'll grumble about it, I'm willing to not do this if it's not better.
See, our government's taking it seriously, but our residents are a different story.
Most of our government is taking it seriously. But yes, you're right. And
Well, as in like North Carolina's
Oh,
state
okay.
government.
Yeah.
North Carolina's state government is shutting everything down, requiring masks, blah blah blah. Now, whether or not people follow it is a different question.
Oh, we've gotten to the point at the airport where we are just flat out like yelling at people to put their damn masks on because it is actually a requirement that you have to wear it all the time in the airport and on the planes now. And so we take great pleasure in put your damn mask on anytime somebody's walking around with it off.
See, we can't really enforce it at our store. We tried to. We tell people we.
Technically, you can. You can slap that sign I sent you up.
Yeah. So basically, we have signs up and all that, and we tell people, "Hey, put your mask on." But we also get lots of big and angry people, and we don't have any bigger people. It's me, who is 5'3.5", 5'4" actually now, 5'4", and a child, or looks like a child, and we have a bunch of other people who are shorter than me, and a guy who's tall. He could probably do it, but he's always in the back at framing, so like I don't know if he'd be able to run up in time if someone decides to get physical.
I mean, you do what that airline did.
That's what you need a chihuahua for.
You
I want a chihuahua so bad!
You do what the airline did. You call the police, and you have the police bounce them out. An airline actually, like, ejected a Florida person for not wearing their mask.
Ejected out of the plane? Like, pew!
Yes, no. The plane didn't take off. They kicked him off the plane.
Oh, okay. I was like, how does that work?
You gave him a parachute and opened the door.
I wouldn't have even given a Floridan a parachute. Brought this on herself. Also,
would have still survived.
Somehow. Also, that's like another scary thing that I saw. I think I saw it last night while I was doom scrolling when I should have been sleeping. There was a Facebook feed, like time-lapsed one, of a guy talking about how he's not going to wear a mask and people can't make him wear a mask, and it's stupid that everybody's so freaked out about the mask. And then it pans to the next post like a couple days later, and it's like, I don't understand how it happened. I'm feeling really sick. And it goes to the next one, and it's like, well, I tested positive for COVID. Then there's a response underneath it. It's like, oh my god, do you know how it happened? No, I'm really surprised. I can't believe that this happened. And then there's like another post talking about how they just feel really awful and they can't believe that this COVID is kicking their butts. And then the last panel it flips to is his obituary entry on July 4th. He died, and it's like, yeah, that checks out. It's just the ignorance is palpable. He died the way he lived, ignorant and stupid.
How do you not figure out how it happened?
There are people who say wearing this mask equals terrorism, and that the whole thing is a hoax.
No, I mean, how come after he got sick he was still like...
No, I'm using examples to correlate the lack of logic and reason that this person isn't capable of figuring out his own stupidity got him sick. Mm-hmm. There are people out here who say if you wear a mask, it's basically taking away your freedoms or terrorism, and it's all fake and blah. It's like my old TSA friends in Phoenix were talking about how they're shocked that there are people in TSA who think that it's all made up and that they shouldn't be wearing masks. And it's like, guys, you know that I was sick with this and was out. It's like, how are there people on our checkpoint who don't get it? Also, fantastic thing, there's over 1,000 confirmed cases for TSA people getting sick. There's only like 40,000 of us, so it's actually a really high number. And in their infinite wisdom, they've decided to pull all of our admin time, so we have to work our normal shifts without hazard pay. I love my job.
Anyway,
Anyways, that's me ranting. How's everybody else doing? It's been like 3 weeks since we've all hung out together.
Doing good.
I mean, not you, Kay. We saw you Sunday, but
Yeah.
we'll see you again tomorrow. Actually, we saw you on Tuesday. That was fun.
Yes.
That was fun.
Oh my
I got
god,
to-
that was fun.
I got to torture Kay on Tuesday, guys. That was great.
Yeah. I had to kill a thin blood that I adopted.
Yep, she had to kill one of her friends in front of the Prince of Vancouver
My children.
with the same sword that her brother was killed with.
Yeah.
in the same exact way.
The same exact way. The irony is palpable.
Except luckily this guy wasn't pinned to a cross at the middle of a party. But
Yeah, that's true. I thought about it. I figured that would have been too on the nose.
yeah, she definitely would have attacked.
Well, on that note, I feel like it's time we get rolling. So who wants to do the recap from 3 weeks ago?
Well, let's see. Well, previously, 2 sessions ago, we encountered a bunch of zombies and fought those off. However, then it turned out that the next session was a bunch of ghouls, and then a Tyrannosaurus zombie. And while trying to escape, 3 of our party members were pinned down. So, Chalusha, the awesome barbarian, tried to save all those she could.
No bias in that statement.
No bias.
The awesome barbarian.
The awesome barbarian. Managed to help save them, but died in the process. After which was brought back to a half-life through some ritual with a tentacle spirit tethering them to their body so the death curse did not tear them away. They are, however...
a certain number of days.
Yeah, they are living now on borrowed time.
We retconned that, remember? Oh no, we're keeping that one, not the arm. You have we're doing the pull cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
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 So now the party is left in Mesro, having not found Artus Cimber, but instead the Flaming Fist, who occupy the city. And with the assistance of a mysterious bard, Nimue. And definitely not one of the Harpers, the most mysterious, the most secretive organization, has invited everyone to rest the night at her Mesro Branch Inn.
Great. All right. So, yeah, that is where we will in fact pick up. You all have been escorted to the camp belonging to the Flaming Fist. The important detail that was not included here in Mesro. I will show the map once more. You are brought over to the far side here in these raised bungalows controlled by the Flaming Fist. The Flaming Fists have claimed all of Mesro as their ruins to control, and entry is not allowed. The lieutenant in charge of the forces here, a Goliath woman by the name of Broken Barrel, made it very clear after questioning why you were here that you were allowed to rest for the night, and then you had to get the hell out of the city and go back into the jungle. You were rescued by a sergeant who offered to pay for your stay at the tavern after helping rescue you all, and that is where we pick up with the sergeant taking you down to the Spirit Tat Mesro branch. Nimue says her goodbyes and goes back into the tavern to conduct whatever business they can within the area. The tavern itself has a very fun jungle theme to it, and there are a number of green, orange, and yellow grung wearing aprons running around serving drinks to Flaming Fist members.
Holy fuck, Grung are adorable.
Grung are adorable. They're the most adorable,
Who?
monstrous slavers you've ever seen. Grung are tiny poison tree frog people.
Yeah, I'll put a link photo in the Discord.
It's also typing it in. Oh my god, they are cute!
And evil.
Super evil. Super evil, adorable slaver cannibals.
Oh. Ow! Look at them. I want one as a friend.
Yep.
I mean, good luck.
Nah, it's fine.
Famous last.
I'd say Valkyrie probably has the best chance of befriending one of them.
You think?
I want to go over to Zandala and ask her a question.
Yes. So yeah, Azaka. Oh, sorry. Azaka has gone off on her own to go procure some food and probably something strong to drink. Zandala is busy bandaging up her wounds because, like many of the people in this fight, she got really fucked up during all of this. And she looks up at you when you walk over, Cass.
You want... Cass is like thinking for a moment on how to word this. Can we go to one of our rooms, or if we have the same room, go up there? Maybe.
How many rooms did you all procure?
I don't know.
Group?
Did Nimue shout us a room?
How many rooms do you all procure? This is a you guys decision.
Oh, I thought you said how many did we? No.
Yeah, how many do you get?
That we
One for
Yeah.
each, I guess.
Sure.
Maybe two
Yeah, that
children.
works.
Good. You can get like
Yeah, we can do.
Keep in mind there's a lot of you and you guys are occupying a space in like tiny bungalows, so it's probably not an extensive city tavern / inn.
so 2 or 3 is probably enough to fit us all.
Okay. So you reserve 2 or 3 rooms and you pair off in whatever fashion you want to set up those rooms. Bling blong, that's Frost with the host, thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, Cass would say, do you want to, well, I guess first, do you want to share a room? And if so, can we go up there?
I think Cass's response, if you've ever seen like Steven Universe where their eyes just immediately go starred and they're just like, yes, I would like that very much.
Cass doesn't smile, that was me responding. No, Cass looks actually like pretty serious right now. Like, not like they're sort of like, ugh, serious, but literally like,
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
it completely sinks past her and just the implication, like they just get the excited face and they're like, I would like that very much.
I I don't know if you would.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and then if she needs help, I'll help her. I'll help her get up and go up to the room.
Yep, and so the two of you head up.
I think just kind of like off to the side, Toes just like crouched, like on a seat, just watching everyone.
Yeah, Carrie's probably doing the same thing. Keep an eye out.
In the meantime, Faerun will probably, realizing we have very little time now, he's probably going to try and track down, firstly, someone with a map, secondly, someone with, you know, a sorcerer kind of background who might have been here for a while. I don't think I'll have much luck.
Go ahead and make an investigation roll for me.
Oops.
You do ask around, and no, not here in this military camp. There's nobody who fits what you're looking for.
Dang.
Anybody else before I transition over to Cass's scene?
Well, I'm gonna do something, but I was gonna let her.
All
have
right.
her.
So Cass, you and Zandala head upstairs to your room.
Cool. Once we get there, Cass is gonna like, I feel like sit down on the bed, but then stand back up. Like, okay, yeah, I don't
Trying to figure
like
it out.
like I can't sit down. Like, okay, do I sit down? Do I stand up? How do I have this kind of conversation, sort of thing? And then I think ultimately, they end up just like leaning against a wall. And then they're not really, they want to speak, but they don't really want to be the first one. Like, yes, they asked for Zondala to come up here, but then they're sort of waiting. They're trying to avoid this, but at the same time,
Zandala
they
definitely does the, like, leans against the door and is like, so, here we are.
yeah, I don't know if you're going to like this.
And her smile fades.
I think for now I'm going to shift my focus from finding Artus, your dad. Yeah. And focus more on finding this cure, I guess.
Oh. And there is a moment of emotion that passes through her expressions, and after a moment she nods and she says, no, I understand that. I had asked to come along with you guys as a favor. There wasn't any reason to make that a priority. I know he was important to you as well, but I came along on the off chance that we might find him, not that it needed to be paramount, and I'm sorry if it seemed that way.
It was more my main reason for coming here, and I sort of, I guess I had I came here technically. I was called to find a cure for this thing, but my ulterior motive / I guess sort of became my main focus was finding him, and I guess it's sort of clouded my judgment so far.
I understand. That makes sense.
And I guess I sort of not pushed that onto you, but like thought that you were the same way. Like that was your main goal as well. So I wanted to make sure that you were okay with it. And I didn't want you to. I think he would want me to find this knowledge before I found him.
That's something he would want, yes.
And then obviously I want to help my friend.
Carrie seemed really upset that Toad died because of all of this.
Yeah. And weirdly enough, I feel bad about it.
That's not weird at all. That's normal. Means you're a good person.
I'm not used to being normal.
If you didn't feel bad about an accident, then you know that. Well, I mean, it would probably. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I understand what it's like to be subject to your heritage. I struggle with my own impulses and, well, you know, just saying that you thinking like a good person is indicative that you're not defined by your bloodline. And she kind of like gestures to the horns.
I think Cass would like blink.
Her horns or
And
Cass's horns?
To Cass's horns.
Okay.
To their
Yeah.
horns.
I think Cass would blink for a moment and then realize what she's talking about and then be like, oh, well, honestly, I wasn't really referring to that.
I know. What I just meant is, you know, my own draconic nature, greed, being part fiend. They tend to not care about other people. I wasn't trying to imply anything. It's just an off comment that it's good. It means that you're. I was like, human is not the right word, but whatever the equivalent of humanoid in fantasy setting, it's like it means that you're capable of good, and that's not a problem.
You have compassion.
Yes, you are capable of compassion, and there's no fault in that.
Okay, well, I guess we could have had this conversation downstairs then. I thought it was going to be this huge blow up and you were going to be like, how could you not want to find my father and your mentor? Which is sort of why I asked for us to come upstairs. But, and then maybe,
it would have made
I don't know,
sharing.
you might have thrown a fireball at me.
It would have made sharing a bed really awkward.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
kind of wiggles her eyebrows at the implication that there is only one bed there.
It goes right over Cass's head. They're just like, yeah, that would have been really awkward. But, like, at the same time, it's like, it's sort of a good thing because now in Cass's mind, that's a normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that shows progress.
Progress! That's all they can ask for.
And then, Cass would nod and say, alright, well, I guess I like doing this, but I guess I should go apologize.
I think, despite my own selfish inclinations, that is probably best.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where she really considers not getting off the door, and then she does and opens it for you.
I'm gonna go do that. Do you want something to drink? I can get you something.
Well, she is thirsty.
Yeah.
If they have wine, why don't you bring some back up?
So you're gonna stay up here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I guess I will be back.
Don't keep me waiting.
Okay. How long would that be?
She just nods.
Just like closes the door and then goes downstairs. But yeah, then Cass would
Alright.
go downstairs and
Yeah.
join the others.
Everyone, it's been a couple minutes for people more in the know. It definitely wasn't enough time for anything shenanigans to have happened. Or maybe it was, looks at Baryon. But Cass ends
He's
up...
not even there. Why are you bullying him?
Cass ends up coming back downstairs, looking a little less worried than maybe when they went up.
Less worried, but more like awkward.
That's fair.
While that was going on, I just wanted to. Toe was probably going to be just like experimenting on herself, like scratching her arm, seeing if she feels it, seeing if there's like a very slow 1 heartbeat a minute pulse, or if it's just nothing. Like how her current state works.
Yeah, make a con roll for me.
Save or straight constitution?
Straight con. You barely feel it. It's very faint. Almost like you're not quite alive. Actually, you're not alive at all. You're an undead. You don't feel anything. We already established that you're undead.
Okay, so
You don't feel anything.
no feeling.
You feel nothing. You are undead.
There's probably like just that slight drooping of like eyes at this. And then I'll meditate for the 10 minutes to cast Speak with Animals until Cass comes down.
There are no animals inside of the tavern.
No, but there's one hanging out outside.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything as Cass comes back downstairs?
I would have just been like listening to people chatter. If there's anything that catches my ear.
The Grung do come by and like they ribbit at you and make gestures at a menu.
I'll order a drink. Add some food.
There's one particularly prominent looking drink that's called Ecto Cooler.
Sure, why not?
They ribbit at you and hop off. And after a while, the Grung comes back and they're holding like a little mug that has a drink that is perpetually foaming, like it has dry ice in it, but it gives off like a faint green glow.
Sure, I'll drink it. Why not?
Yes.
The worst thing to do is kill me.
Con save, please. It is incredibly strong, but your gut is able to handle the incredibly intoxicating beverage. You feel it, but you're not at that tipsy point yet. But it has a strong fruit juice flavor to it, but there's an underlying hint of give me a quick religion check. There's an underlying taste that you recall from things you would eat in the Shadowfell, and you specifically narrow it down that it tastes like There's ectoplasm in the drink. And that's
Fruity
probably...
with a hint of plasma.
You know, and you suspect that's what gives it that unnatural glow.
Not bad.
Mhm. And so now Cass has arrived.
Is everyone sitting at the same table?
For the ease of this, let's say yes.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. Cass would walk over and sit down, and look at Val and say, "How much? How much was that?"
How much was it?
Did you look at the menu price?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna roll something.
Yes, I commonly disregard the prices of things when I go to the pub.
I mean, I believe that. You see that it has a price tag of 5 gold a cup.
It's fine. The Flaming Fist said they pay for our stay.
Did they though? That doesn't sound like something they'd do.
I don't know. It's what the GM said in the recap, but
It definitely wasn't. I would know. He's me.
I don't think you can handle this drink.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
No, I know. I was just wondering how much it was.
5 gold.
I take out 5 gold and pass it on over to Val, or not Val, Carrie.
That's the other one.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this? Do you want the rest of my drink?
No, I wanted to apologize for how I have been acting and let you all, and then Cass would look at the others, know that I am fully committed to this, and I don't like using the same terms that I just used, but shifted my focus away from my own personal gain. I mean, obviously I still want to gain the knowledge of all of this, but I talked to Sandala and I am ceasing my search for Artus right now, so that we can focus on getting you good again. And look to toe.
At that, there's probably a slight shift in her posture when she glances over at Cass. I appreciate your assistance and Sandalos.
Can't hear you well.
I appreciate your assistance and Sandalos. I'm regretful we did not find your mentor here. Maybe we will get lucky and run into him somewhere else.
Yeah, that's honestly what I am hoping for, but I think finding the cure for all of this is more important, and I think he understands that as well. So also, I don't think there would he's from what I remember, he's not the best at talking to people, so I doubt there is a way he could have convinced these people to let him go into that library.
I do not know if a man like that would have bothered to ask them.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
That checks
It
out.
is very possible that he could have magicked his way in, or had some magical influence, perhaps.
Does Artus know magic? Do I know?
Artus is your. Yeah, sorry. I guess that probably is a logical question. Artus Cimber is also a wizard. So he's
cool.
not just your archaeology mentor, he was probably the wizard that also taught you magic.
Okay,
If
cool.
you want.
Sounds good.
If you want, that is an
Yeah.
option. You could have learned magic from him.
Yeah, I feel like it was more one of those things where, like, I learned a lot, like, separately, but when I joined him, he, like, furthered. He, like, taught me a lot more than what I knew.
No, that's good too.
Yeah, that's possible, and if that's the case, then he should be good enough to handle himself for now.
Do you know why I turned around?
Asking Cass.
Yes.
Oh. No. I was out for most of it. I assume it was to help someone, because you do that a lot. Which is a good thing.
You and Zendala and Azaka were all pinned down. I could have fled, but I'm also aware that it becomes much harder to survive. It's better when you have a larger group you can depend on. So,
I agree. And I have not been dependable. And I'm going to change that.
while I am distasteful of undeath, I do not regret that I was able to help keep you three alive. Just...
You cut out.
Gotta speak up.
What did I just say? While I do not like undeath, I am grateful, or I do not regret that you three are alive. It means you can continue to help the group to survive.
On that note, hey Carrie, how are you feeling being a servant of the Raven Queen, with the admission that there is now an undead traveling with you?
I think she's okay with it. For now.
For now. Interesting. Very well. I shall make notes of that. Is there anything else you all want to discuss?
Do we want to come up with a plan
Yes.
for tomorrow?
Yes, I was just about to suggest that.
But Carrie's keeping a close eye on Toe.
I'm not going to be able to remain in this state. The spirit that is keeping me tethered to this body will not be able to keep me half alive forever. So I want to ask everyone to take care of Dave. He's a good boy. He deserves a nice life.
Yeah, we can. We will
Of course.
do that.
That we can do.
Don't
That's
count
only if-
your time.
Yeah. So that's only if something happens.
Yes.
Not if.
Hopefully,
When?
we do have 3. I wouldn't necessarily call them potent spellcasters, but we have 3 spellcasters. I'd like to think we could, magic up something between the 3 of us to keep you going a little longer.
I aim to go as long as I can to help you all.
And we aim to help you.
If we can stop the death curse before then, all the better. But this isn't an existence I want to stay in. Not in this state. I want to be able to feel my living cells.
Would I know anything about, like, any spells or anything that could help with those sort of things?
How many necromancy spells do you currently have?
I don't think I have any. Let me check.
Well, it's very unlikely you would know.
Yeah, I was just thinking in terms of, like, archaeology. Like, I feel like maybe I've studied up on it. That's just not my focus. But,
There's probably not anything like
Where
that.
is-
Gotta preserve them dinosaur bones.
Shay, you disappeared.
Shay disappeared.
Ah. Why did it kick me into this channel? Discord's like, hey, are you still there?
You
haven't
to
gone
still be
anywhere.
there. You have to still be there.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Druids
What's our
throughout
next-
their entire.
What should our next move be?
What should the next move be?
I
Well-
think Cass would take out the map and put it out on the table, so if we wanted to look at everything.
Cass unfurls the map.
I believe it's safe to assume that not here. Anywhere but here. I asked around and few seem to even know what the Soul Monger was. Most just
Also,
gave
real
me
fast.
blank stares.
Real fast, our map was not filled yet.
Oh, you're on the wrong. Don't look at this.
I
Don't look at this.
was like,
Stop looking at it.
do I want to be a good player?
Stop looking at it. That's the wrong map.
We
I was
could
like, do I want to be a good player or?
All right.
But yeah.
So
we could go to Cursival.
You were promised a reward in Kirsabal.
That would be our
Yeah.
next stop. But I would recommend.
We just
No, that won't work.
you would just have to travel down the river and it would bring us
I
there.
would recommend asking the people who stay here, who come back from their patrols, if they noticed your mentor. But before you turn in for the night. Or is it already evening?
It's evening.
Oh, never mind. I don't say that then.
I mean, you could still say before you turn in for the evening. That's still a phrase.
If you want, I would stop. I would recommend asking the Flaming Fist if they had noticed anyone with your mentors. That might be your mentor.
Yeah.
Before we leave. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Thank you.
If we can chance upon him tonight, that would be awfully convenient, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Yeah.
I'll point to the map
We could.
and say, it's easier to travel along the water, so it's not out of the question that he might have, if he has visited this place, like you say, that he might be somewhere along the river or the ocean, the sea.
We should probably ask. I mean, if they're willing to answer a question from us about Ataz Muahaha. Sounds like it has a pretty evil name. So
He points to Isaac.
might want
Do you know what Ataz Muahaha is?
Ataz Muahaha? Oh yes, it is a site. Would you like to see it? I could take you.
Well, I was because we would be passing it along the way.
I know. Would you like to see it on the way? We do not have to stop there. It is Ataz is how you say. She's trying to find the word in common. I believe it would translate to a thing you traverse over between a. Now I'm blanking on the word. It would be she's trying to say a gorge. It would be Ataz is a gorge, and there's the stuff underneath that the river goes through very deeply. Ataz Muahaha is a landmark. There is a bridge there, and people like going to it because of the monkeys. It is called the Laughing Gorge.
Because Muahaha.
Well, that makes sense.
It does.
I was more asking in case there were any threats there that we might face along the way.
I would not recommend upsetting the monkeys.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm always interested in stopping places, but that would not be in our best interest right now. So,
As an archaeologist, an ancient bridge structure probably is right up your alley.
oh yeah, most definitely. Cass is like trying to hold back, saying, "I really want to fucking go there," but they tried to slide it in a little bit and say, "Yeah, no, I would like going there," but then was like, "But that's not in our best interest." So looks like they're really pained to say it, but yeah.
What place are you talking about?
The Ataz Muahaha.
We'll be passing by it.
Yeah, but like stopping. We could always camp out there,
Well,
unless that wouldn't be recommended.
we'll see. I think it depends on how things turn out.
Yes, I agree.
There's two other things I wanted to do. I wanted to complete my spell, and go talk to Dave and just tell him that I'm sick and dying and that I love him and will try to survive if I can.
Aw. I don't want to do that sad scene. Dave won't understand. Dave,
Do you want to do it?
Do it.
No, I don't, because it's going to make me sad. But no, like, understanding that, I'm not going to, like, deprive you of it either. As you explain that, make a handle animal check for me to see if you can properly convey this meaning to him. You do your best, and Dave is confused. Being a creature, it does understand what death means, but they're also a little unnerved because you don't smell right anymore. And so you get the feeling that you're going to have a hard time riding Dave from now on because Dave recognizes the smell of undead and that it's usually a bad thing, and they seem a little more skittish around you now. They recognize you. They just the animal instinct of that's undead,
Yeah.
that's bad, and so they are very nervous around you.
I say, you're not wrong. And if I could cry, I would.
If you could feel the pain.
But I'll continue to try explaining it to him as time goes on. But after that, I'd like to pull Carrie aside.
Okay.
Probably to a room where I can speak with her.
Therion, are you doing anything once the two of them head up to a room?
Not really. I asked around town, and in doing that, I guess I'll make another druidic message. Just find a tree or something and jot down that, we were in Nyanzaru, then we went down to Firefinger, and now we're here and have had, continually no luck. So we're moving on to Cursabar.
Okay.
We're gonna have this party follow in our footsteps.
No,
and
this
come to rescue us at.
This is good. This makes it easy for the next party to navigate once you all die.
As long as they have a druid.
As long as there's a druid. So somebody has to earmark down druid. But Azaka kind of looks over to you, Therion. She's like, well, it looks like we're rooming. You can have the bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
That's very generous of you. Though I'm not fussed either way.
I am used to it. And they kind of start heading upstairs, and they shift into tiger form and then just lay down on the carpet.
Faerun.
Shifted to an animal shape.
Yeah, I was just thinking, for a laugh, I'm gonna do that as well. And I turn into a black bear and just lay on the ground as well.
Alright.
A tiger and a bear
I'm
walk
gonna-
into a bar.
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
So Cass, Carrie and Toe have gone upstairs, leaving you downstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Do you go out to ask around, or do you head upstairs?
I set 5 gold on the table and say, "Take your girlfriend some wine."
She's not my girlfriend.
She is now.
Pointed.
What'd you say?
She said is now.
Oh.
I heard what you said.
I think I am gonna oh wait, so that means I'm back to my normal gold amount. Okay. My original gold amount. Did Carrie take the 5?
Yep.
Cool, just making sure. Because I did mark it off.
You give
What
money
do you
to the
call it?
church and the church takes it.
Yep, that makes sense. I just didn't. I was like, was it like a petty thing where it's like, leaves the money on the table? I don't want your money. It's
money.
bad money. Okay, but yeah, no, I think I would first I would take a few moments and jot a few things down in my journal. Maybe make a few adjustments to my map and all that. Just those final things that I need to do alone and in silence, and that's hard to do with Sandalo around. And I'll do that while I would order the wine beforehand, and then while I'm waiting for it, then go upstairs, and I would ask, going upstairs first because I was going to see if Sandalo wanted to go with me. To ask her out.
Okay.
Zendala already naked.
Yeah, I kind of had something planned if you had gone out beforehand, but as you...
Oh.
No, it's fine, because I was ready for a response. No, you went upstairs. So as you go upstairs, and did you go buy the wine?
Yeah.
Okay.
That I was jotting my journal and doing all the updates to all my stuff while I was waiting for it.
When you head back to the room and you open it up, you see that the light has dimmed quite a bit, There are several candles, and of course, as everybody hinted and indicated, Zandala is waiting for you, laying quite luxuriously on the bed. They have like a very tantalizing red number on, and her pseudo dragon kind of just like saunters past you, looks up, blows a heart smoke ring, and then keeps going out the room.
I'm trying to think. Hold on. I need to go to this random name generator real fast.
Is this for your bedroom
I think Cass would walk in. Cass would walk in and like look around and like make a weird face and then be like, "Well, doesn't this look like the painting of Oakheart?" And then once again, sort of just goes over their head. They are very dense, if you can't tell. And they like hold up the wine and they're like, "I got it. Do we want Toe suggested that we go ask around in the town to see if anyone has seen Artus before we go. Do you want to do that?"
I thought you weren't going to make that a priority anymore.
Well, I mean, Toe suggested it.
Did Toe suggest anything else to you?
To buy you this wine.
She kind of frowns a moment. I suggested you buy the wine.
Well, you both did, so that became my top priority.
I'm gonna roll something real quick. She gets up from her reclined pose and does the thing where a woman who would clearly be frustrated with somebody more cognitive of what's going on, like, quickly wraps the robe around herself and she says, "I'm not thirsty anymore. You wanted to go look? Sure." And she heads to the, like, what are the dressing dividers called?
Soji's?
Yeah, she goes to the, like, Chult and Soji to start changing, and she says, "Fine, we can go and look."
You look very nice, though?
Go on.
No, I like just the oblivious attempt to recover, though. Yeah, and she's just getting changed, and she's not responding at this point. Sure enough, the camera does pan over to Therion and Azaga's room, and oh goodness, Summerwise was the name of the pseudo-dragon. Summerwise has claimed the bed and is just laying atop, like, a mound of pillows while the two of them sleep on the floor.
Yeah, Cass is just mulling over everything they ever did or said inside their head right now, trying to figure out what happened. Did I do something wrong? I brought the wine like she had suggested. I told her she looked pretty. What's going on? I complimented her by calling the name of this very pretty painting inside this really old temple.
But you made the one mortal mistake. And after a few minutes, she comes back out, dressed, still looking very disappointed in you, and says, "Well, let's go."
Okay. And then I just sort of set the wine down on the bedside table and start walking out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pause and then I go grab it again and start walking back out.
So you just head out with this bottle of wine in hand, and the two of you head downstairs. At about this hour, the Spirit Tap Mesro branch is a little more bustling. The evening patrols are much lighter. So most of the off-duty Flaming Fists are there drinking, enjoying themselves, getting drunk and rowdy, and the little grung waiters are doing their best to cater to everybody. But a new person has arrived to the tavern in the time that everybody has scattered and headed off. There is a lizard person dressed in furs and leathers. They're very short, probably about as tall as Cass, but they have a big two-handed sword strapped to their back. Their lizard face looks more like Dave, and they clearly aren't like a lizard person. They're more of a dinosaur person. But
Wait, how short? Cass is actually pretty tall.
Oh, really? I envision all of your characters being short for some reason.
No, Cass was the one that I was like a tiefling. I picture tieflings being tall.
Okay.
I've Cass down as 5'9".
Oh, okay. So this creature is much shorter than you. They are 4'10".
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So they have a big sword strapped to their back, but they are standing at the bar, making hand gestures, and Nimue, to their credit, is like, "You're gonna need to stop throwing smells at me and just tell me what you want." And this is what you end up seeing. Blurb.
Oh. You're cute. Cass doesn't think that, but I do.
Yeah, but there are no sounds coming from the creature. But how close to the bar and or door are you moving now? Are you heading directly out? Are you lingering in the bar at all?
I think I would look to Zandala to see what she wants. Like, I feel like once we get downstairs, I would stop and then like look around and then look at her and be like, "So where do you think we should start?"
And she says, I don't know. And then just pick somebody. All of these Flaming Fists are alike to me.
Point to the thing that's not talking.
And she kind of squints at it and says, perhaps. Let's give it a try.
What do I know about these creatures?
You may make a nature roll, please. You have never seen one of these before. Your guess is they are some offshoot of lizard folk, but they have more of a dinosaur resemblance than a full-on lizard. Which, as anybody knows, dinosaurs are closer to birds than lizards.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, then I'd head over.
Okay.
Still holding on to the wine, like it's like my last bit of hope for like maybe I can make this good again.
So the two of you approach this individual, and as you get closer, there is a smell of freshly baked bread all around. And Nimue is like, "What? Are you hungry? We only have drinks here. I can't get you bread."
Trying to figure out what this scent means.
How do you attempt to decipher a smell?
No, think of like other things that are related to bread and make suggestions. Like,
Make a base intelligence
like,
roll.
isn't there alcohol made out of like wheat?
Mm-hmm.
There?
So as you're trying to infer the mannerisms and the smell and the general look of this creature, you're able to notice that some of its features look a little similar to another draconic individual that you know. Somebody else of a not quite reptilian nature. They seem to have that same kind of, like, I'm kind of annoyed face that Zondala has. And you might be able to infer that it's giving off this scent of baked bread to convey that same feeling. Hey, you don't get to write that down. You don't know what's going on.
I think I'd speak up and say maybe it's annoyed.
And the creature turns to regard you finally, gives you a look up and down, and there is now a tar smell that comes off of it, and it makes a gesture towards you like,
yeah. I don't know why it's annoyed, but it could be because, do you have a menu?
and Nimue takes out the menu and hands it over to you.
I hand it over to the person, to the dude.
He
Are you
looks-
trying to order something?
And they look at the menu and just,
Okay. Then I hand it back. Can you write?
that's a good question.
Yes, but only in dinosaur.
Huh. Hold on. I think in all the games that I've played, you're the first person who's asked that. Likely, blah, blah, blah. So it says that it's unlikely that he knows how to read and write. So it shakes its head. They shake their head, and there is the scent of ham that emanates from them.
Hold on. I should probably be writing stuff down.
Mhm.
I was too focused on RPCs. What'd you say the smell was? Ham.
Ham.
Alright.
You have smelled baked bread, tar, and ham.
Yep. Cass takes a deep just sighs. Well, more like a huff, trying to figure out what to do because I don't wanna ask Zandala because we literally just talked about people assuming stuff because of our races. She's already mad at me. Or disappointed, sorry.
It might be both. Not mad,
Probably.
just disappointed.
Yeah, literally, I was like, Mom. But I think ultimately Cass would end up turning and just say, you have any ideas?
She just shrugs. No. She shrugs and she goes, well, I did. But not for this. She's just gonna continue to be spiteful. Because that seems up her alley.
Makes sense. Can I pull out my book and see if I know anything about this? My, guide to monsters? I don't know if they're monsters, but anything.
Yeah, go ahead and take it out. You can always check. And
I would go to the dragons. The D section.
The D section. I mean, you were going there and then you blew it.
You blew it.
I see what happened there. Make me a knowledge check. Sorry, that's old editions. Make me a.
I was like,
Nature. Okay.
Did I get advantage because of my book?
No, because there is no entry within the book for it. You spend some time flipping through the book, and between lizard folk and draconic creatures, this individual does not seem to match the description of Dragonborn, and it doesn't quite resemble lizard folk. They definitely have a more dinosaur appearance to them than a reptilian one. They are neither draconic nor reptilian. Yeah, as you take out this book and you look at them, they just kind of tilt their head and look at you.
But so like a like holding the book and like going like,
yeah, just
like looking up and down, trying to figure this out.
And there's a scent of brimstone that comes off of them as they watch you try to look through this book. And then after a moment, it just pats you on the shoulder and then walks out.
Well, shit. That wasted a bunch of time.
You didn't even ask him your question.
Yeah.
They understand you.
Yeah. I would start. See, I'm thinking, though, Cass wouldn't. Because this one can't talk, but I know that it was like, there's a reason that guy's there.
I mean, you out of character might know that, but...
Because, like, logically, Cass has been... Not logically, like, in the past, Cass has, like, whenever it came to questioning people, it's just been, like, straight to the point. This is my question, and I need a straight answer.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but you're kind of very much off balance tonight.
Yeah.
You can still ask a question.
You can, but
yeah,
I will also remind you that other people should not be dictating how you should play your character when they are not participating in the scene.
I mean, I was going to say Cass would start following them out, and if they're still close enough, like maybe when like they pat the shoulder, would be like, "Hey, real fast, just give me like a thumbs up or thumbs down." You know what that means? Thumbs up means yes, thumbs down means no.
They kind of look at you for a moment.
Give me a thumbs up if you know what thumbs up means.
They hold up their hand, and you see that they have. Where's my dragon brain handout? Oh, actually, they do have all 5 fingers. I was gonna make a joke about not having enough fingers for a thumb, but it looks like they actually do. They hold up a clawed thumb awkwardly.
Okay. Do you know someone, or have seen someone, or heard about someone by the name of Artus Cimber?
There is a smell of honeysuckle that emanates from them.
Well, that seems
And then
like
they
a
give a thumbs up.
sweet smell? Okay. Am I correct to assume that since it's a sweet smell, that's a good reaction? As in, you're not enraged by that name.
Would you like to make an insight roll, or are you just asking them to
Yeah.
answer?
I mean, asking, but I could also do an insight as well to see if they're actually not enraged.
Insight, please. You get the feeling that they're not enraged. Honeysuckle
Okay.
does not seem like a dangerous smell.
Yeah. But I wanted to clarify with him real
Wait.
fast.
You guys smell that? It's honeysuckle. The dragon people are upon us.
Doom approaches.
Next thing you know, there's another undead T-Rex bursting through the door.
Yeah, did the Z-Rex smell like honeysuckle?
It did. It smelled like honeysuckle. It's coming to get you.
We just wanted to be our friend the whole time. And that's how it's like, it was one of those that was too strong to know, like, how, it's too friendly to know how strong they are, like some dogs.
Yeah, just kind of accidentally hurts its pets.
Yeah. But yeah. Could you point me in the direction of someone who would know stuff about him as well, that I could communicate with better? Not that I don't like communicating with you, but I need to ask more specific questions.
The honeysuckle persists, and then they just point to themselves. And then they walk out.
I want to follow.
Zandala also follows.
I think as we're walking, are you leading me somewhere, or are you just leaving?
They continue walking, and as they walk, they definitely start heading towards the gates. Every so often, they look over their shoulder to see if you're still behind them, but they keep walking.
I will persist. Debate, but persist, and occasionally look back at Zandala to see how she looks.
Zandala seems...
I think I'm like constantly doing an insight check on her just to see how she is feeling.
Make an insight roll, please.
Just, are you good? Are you still mad?
She seems,
what
she
is this,
seems
like...
very focused on following Dragonbait.
Okay. Cool. But, like, does she seem like she's not focused on being disappointed?
She doesn't seem upset at you anymore.
Okay, cool.
As
I calmed down a little.
As the three of you approach the gates, two of the Flaming Fist guards move to block the way because it's nighttime, and of course they're not going to let random adventurers out into the city. And Dragonbait stops, and he gives off another smell that seems to be smoked wood, or wood smoked. And the two guards look confused at him before he produces a bag of gold and hands it to them, and they kind of scratch their heads, nod, open the door, and he looks over his shoulder to you all as well, and continues out. And the guards don't seem to pay you any mind. Zandala keeps following behind him. Do you head out?
Yeah.
All right. So I will pose a question. Huh?
Can I ask the guards if I will be let back in?
You absolutely can ask that.
Yeah, Cass would turn and say, "Hey, we are actually with a group and we're staying at that place right there. I have gold if you need it, but will you let us back in when we come back?"
Depends on how much you're paying. You get the assurance or the feeling that yeah, you'll have to bribe them to get back in, but
Cool. Yeah, well, I'll let you know when I come back.
they're like, we'll be waiting, and they close the gates behind you immediately. I will pose the question to Carrie and Toe. What are you all doing inside of the room while this is all happening? Is there anything happening?
Me, the player, is a little frustrated that we're split again.
You have no control over that.
Nope. But I was gonna look to like pause and kind of just like sit staring out a window. I have a favor to ask.
Okay.
There's something I want to give you. And I'll turn around and take off the furs covering my top.
Finally, it's getting spicy.
I don't feel anything.
I mean, we've already been naked together once.
We have.
Yeah, but she wants to give you something. Oh, sorry.
I want to give you my heart.
Oh, see?
I'm sorry. What?
I would like you to take my heart out and keep it safe in case my body is destroyed. So it is easier to bring me back.
You want me to literally remove your heart?
If you think it's a good idea. You are connected to the divine. I don't know as much about them.
I've never tried to remove a heart from a living, well, undead before.
I'm not living.
Said undead. I corrected myself.
Yes. I've tested. I can't feel anything. But my understanding is if you were to have a piece of me, it's easier to return me.
I mean, does it have to be your heart?
I don't know.
Would I know whatever I would need to?
You can do a religion check. Let's see what you might know. Well, so you definitely know that it doesn't have to be the heart, but it's something important to the individual in resurrection magic is usually important, and there's nothing more symbolically important than one's heart. So it may not be like the needed component, but she's on the right track, and it falls in line with what you know could be needed.
would I know how to safely remove a heart from a body?
I don't think you need to safely remove it. She's not gonna die from having it taken out as an undead. You don't have actually. I think you might very well have. I'll pose the question to you, as a worshiper of the Raven Queen, and not one of like Kelimvor who actually handle the dead. Do Raven Knights? We'll call you we'll call you Raven Knights. Do worshippers of the Raven Queen do practice embalming and mummification or things like that?
They did in Critical Role, because that was like part of Vax's.
Yes,
I mean,
but that's Taldore. That's not.
That's fair.
Yes, to prepare the body to meet the Raven Queen
Then
for
I'll say.
their
Then I'll say
new life.
absolutely. If there is precedence for your character to have that experience, I will not say, especially with a nat 20. You're confident you can take it out, and them being dead / undead makes it much easier because you don't have to worry about things like nicking arteries or worrying about the heart beating or causing her any real pain. It's going to inflict damage, but it's not going to. It likely won't kill her again.
Okay. Do you want to do this now?
Whenever you think is a good idea.
Trying to see if I would have anything to. Let's wait until we can get a chest or something just to put it in.
You could request a pickle jar from downstairs.
Don't
I'll be
pickle
right
my
back.
heart.
I'll run downstairs. Probably not run. She's not really like a runner. Briskly walk down and ask for an empty jar of a decent size with a lid.
Okay.
That
is
important
easily
question
provided.
then. Does she see?
No.
Does she see that? I was gonna
No.
ask if she saw him going out the
Nope.
door, but okay.
Mm-mm. I'm not going to deprive Kay of this scene because you're trying to set it up that she snuck out. Nope. But yeah.
I said I don't care.
No, it's fine. Nope, you're already long gone.
Okay.
But yeah, you're able to procure a pickle jar quite easily. Whether or not it has vinegar in it is up to you.
Hold on, let me see what spells I have prepared.
If you have Gentle Repose, that is sufficient.
Too low of a level.
Really?
I think so.
That's a level 2.
Is it?
Yeah, otherwise you can use ceremony, but there is a cost to it.
I mean,
I
ceremony.
don't have ceremony prepared.
Ceremony is a cantrip, isn't it? Or is it level 1?
No, it's level.
Nah,
Oh, I do have
Oh, well, I mean, you're about to take a long rest. You could do that tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll take my jar upstairs. Just give me the night to get everything ready, and first thing in the morning.
All right.
Alrighty, so the two of you have a plan. It's break time. We'll pause here, and we'll come back to Kay getting into trouble. Woo! Fun getting into trouble. Alright, so stick around, guys. We'll be back in 5 to see what happens with Kay out in the city all alone. Boop, boop, boop.
Adala.
And Zundala, and Dragonbait, whose name you haven't gotten yet. Because he can't speak.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he can tell you my name.
Not that he can tell you. He can't read. Anywho, we'll be back.
Granted, I did take someone. I'll be
So
back.
I will have gentle repose. What do I need? I was just seeing what the components I need for gentle repose. To make sure I
2 copper
actually have them.
coins. At least I think it's 2 copper coins.
Yeah, it's 2 copper coins and some salt. Alright. That's not what I was expecting.
Oh, we'll be back in a jiffy. I'm gonna make another copper.
Okay, yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta check on my doggy.
I am here. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking and I was like, I sort of realized I was like, wait. But like this fits for the character, but because this is what I was thinking at the time, I was like, oh, I have to do this right now. And then I didn't realize I was like, wait, I could have just asked him if he could wait until the morning when everyone else is here, because technically we're going out of the city. But I was like, yeah. Yeah, and Yeah. No, I'm. Yeah. No, and honestly, I don't think Cass would stop and say, "Wait, maybe I should wait until the morning." Because in Cass's mind right now, Cass is like,
Cass
"I
is
have
impulsive.
Zandala. I have someone with me right now. I need to figure it out before we leave tomorrow."
If someone were to come up to her in a bar and say, "I can get you into that library right now, come with me," she would go. No questions asked.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing is that Rin wasn't expecting me to get Zandala. So I was like, was he expecting me to go off on my own? Like, just completely on my own? That makes sense. Yeah, also, I think in Cass's mind too right now, like, this isn't they don't, this is sort of her and not her, theirs and Zandala's sort of thing. They don't want to risk everyone else getting here. It's very much so like a selfish thing, but it's not as selfish as they as they had been originally, I guess.
I was gonna
That's
say,
how they're seeing it.
I do like that you were like, guys, I promise to be more committed, and we're gonna put the Artus Cimber stuff on the back burner, and then you immediately leave to go look for Artus Cimber.
Well,
Literally the moment they turn their backs. I'm out.
Well,
no, I love it. It's good.
Their I don't know. Their logic right now was like,
You just followed
not
Toe's
saying,
suggestion. It's fine.
yeah, I was not saying like, oh, this is Toe's fault. It's not. Like, Cass would have asked around,
And
definitely.
to be fair, I was like, maybe we should ask the patrols on the way out when we pass them if they've seen anyone.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that Cass came apologizing and giving Carrie money because just a few days ago, Carrie cut her rope off a cliff.
Nope.
Yeah.
She's like, I really care what you think, and I want you to like me. She's like, I left you to die twice. Yeah, no, it's fine. Everybody's back, it looks like. Are we good to jump back in?
I do believe so.
All right. Well, Cass, you and Zandala follow this individual for quite a while. You move into the upper left quadrant of the area for a while, walking through the night. He is able to easily navigate the area without attracting any attention of night patrols or the occasional undead that might be wandering about. And before long, there's a raft on the edge of the canal divide between the upper and lower left quadrants, and the three of you hop in, row across, and then you continue. And before long,
Do we hop in a row across?
do you? Would you like to continue?
Um,
I want Cass's decision, not any influence from outside forces that may
Yeah.
have you changing your mind. Because again, like,
No,
the
I
other
know.
players should not be metagaming your decision.
No, I know. I think, as you were explaining, I do think as we start getting further and further, I do think Cass would like try and stop for a second because there is no conversation going on right now. And so they do have time to think for a moment. Not saying like, oh, we're gonna, but like, they are gonna stop and like try and flag this guy over real fast and be like,
And
hey.
he stops and he looks, and there's the smell of honeysuckle again. Or sorry, not honeysuckle,
out
but
my-
ham. There's the smell of ham as they regard your attempts to get their attention.
I take out the map I had started drawing of Mesro, and which I picture just mostly having the rough outline of like the 4 quadrants, the thing in the middle, and then now the Firefinger stuff, and a few more details in the quadrant that we had walked through to get here.
I can't hear you.
Huh?
We just had someone drop, is all. Shane's internet cut.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry.
We'll continue and you can catch up. Go ahead, Cass. You were looking at the map.
Oh yeah, but I would ask him, like, where are you taking us? And if you could point on this map.
They tap the southern, the bottom left quadrant. Oh, there go the cameras. The cameras will be down, folks. Don't freak out about it. We'll wait for him to come back, but you can continue.
So...
Cameras are still working, I think. Oh, no,
That's
never
not
mind.
what I'm
I
talking
see.
about.
I see it.
Okay.
Big
so
delay.
Don't freak out about it. Let's keep going.
Upon hearing that,
Scene.
Cass would look at Zandala and then look back at this guy and be like, so that was actually where we just were, and there was a lot of undead, and we almost died, and there was a large dinosaur that was also dead, and we almost died from it. So I don't know if going there, especially at night, would be the best idea.
There's the smell of wood smoke again, and they take out the large two-handed sword and they hold it up and make a few practiced chops.
Cass would, the crystal on, Cass's head would start glowing, and I would just do, like, a tiny, tiny, tiny thing of, like, Ray of Frost, just to be like, hey, I can do magic. And then be like, and we had 4 people that can do that. I think. 4. So it was me. Oh. 3?
4, technically.
4. And 4 other people that had swords and fists. And we still almost didn't make it out alive.
He nods, holds the sword out again, and then does one of these, and there's the smell of ham once more.
Hello.
Hello. I would look back at Sandala.
She just shrugs. She says, "If she knows where, if it knows where Artus is, I want to find my father."
Okay, but also I don't want us to die because I literally just told everyone else that this was going on the back burner.
She kind of there's like the brief flash in her semi-draconic eyes, and she says, "You can go back."
Okay, but I'm not fucking letting my girlfriend go all by herself. I would turn back to the guy and say, "Can you point on here again? How far in are we going?"
What on this this quadrant did you map down?
Mostly just things around the pathway that we walked, which I think you said was like more along the inner area.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we were walking up the...
Did you mark any important landmarks that might have been mentioned?
Shoot! Where are my notes? I did. I think I did. There was an interesting door.
Do you make note of this door to Dragonbait?
I would have written it. I would have put it where it is on the map.
They look at the map for a moment and they point at the door.
How far in is it?
They do not know how to answer that question for you.
Well, no, that was me asking, like, where on the map.
That
is it?
That was inside of this. It was within your walk. You saw it. You walked past it, basically. You didn't go near it. But, I mean, it's nighttime. You probably don't know where it is per se here, but he points to the door.
This isn't me getting other people's opinions or anything. Cass would turn and look at Zandala and then at the guy and then be like, is there a way we could possibly wait until morning? Or when there's not undead?
When you pose the not undead, it gives you a look that probably translates to there's always undead. And then they keep walking.
Or when there's not undead at night. I mean, I can see at night, but like not well.
Mm-hmm. See as well as anybody else here. Actually, does he have dark vision? I think he's making do in the moonlight. That's on Dom. That's not going to tell me anything.
I think Cass would sigh and continue following, but say, okay, we turn around at the slightest sign of trouble.
There is.
Yes?
There is.
Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I was like, is that to Zandala or to Dragonbait?
That's to both of them.
Okay. There is the scent of. There's the scent of wood smoke again, and there's a thumbs up. With that reassurance, though, you do cross the canal and head into this lower quadrant. And making your way through here is surprisingly less dangerous than you were expecting. His maneuvers through the neighborhood lead you down a relatively safe path, and maybe even as you go, you start to notice that there are barricades placed strategically in certain areas that are kind of cordoning off areas where you hear the groans of undead, and you see that there's no real chance of them getting to you. But eventually you come in front of this small townhouse looking building with a nice, pristine blue door in front of it. And now there's a small lantern hanging on the right side of it, burning with a low light. And Dragonbait walks up to it, knocks 3 times, knocks once, knocks 4 times, knocks twice, knocks a 3rd time, knocks 4 times, knocks once, knocks 3 times.
You're not going to remember
knocks
that.
5,
Shut
knocks
up.
4 times. And then eventually, like, there's a voice that says, all right, you don't need to do the code. And you immediately recognize the voice. And the door opens up, and you end up seeing a handsome, middle-aged human man with lightning brown hair, lightening, not lightning, brown hair and a matching goatee. Their skin complexion is very pale, the hair is swept back, but he's dressed very casually in traveling robes, and there's like a dagger at his hip, and you recognize your mentor, Artus Cimber. Did that link?
Okay.
And he says, Dragonbait, you really don't need to do all the knocks. Only ones will suffice. And he pauses as he spots you, and he says, Castlevalanis?
Yeah.
Castlevalanis, what are you doing here?
Call me
And-
Cass.
And that's like the what are you doing here and the what are you doing here like surprise, and he immediately goes over and hugs you.
I'd hug him back and then say I was requested to come here to help stop that that disease thing, curse that's going on.
He says,
And then
I've heard rumor about a wasting disease. Yes, I meant to look into it. Several of my contacts with the Harpers have mentioned it, but I didn't think it was this far in. I was distracted with my own work. And how did you meet Dragonbait?
we were at the Firefinger town, and
He looks to Dragonbait immediately, and he says, I told you to stop going there. They don't like non-humans. And the creature just shrugs and walks inside. Sorry about him. He could be very stubborn but helpful when he means to.
and so can you, and so could I. Anyways, along the way, I met this lovely specimen, and I point to Zandala,
And he
and
turns and regards her, and he says, oh, hello. It's nice to make your acquaintance. And she says, yes.
I give
hello."
him that look.
And she says, yes, hello, father. And he says, right. Would you two like to come in? And he gives you a look.
I mean, I don't know if she does, but personally, I have to get back to my group, and I was just coming to make sure you were okay, because you haven't contacted me or anyone else.
I've been a bit distracted here in Mesro. Important work. I'm sorry for disappearing. If that was all you were doing, I can't just turn you away now, especially with how dark it is. Dragonbait can take you back if you like, or he looks to Zandala again and he says, but it looks like you and I have something to discuss.
I mean, I assume you already have a map of Mesro, right?
Is that to Artus?
Yeah.
He nods and he says, I do. I've been studying Mesro on and off for a number of years.
Do you have... You said you weren't researching this death curse?
I was not. I was here on a personal matter. Dragonbait and I were actually preparing to head to Oralunga.
Is that on the map?
It is not. At once upon a time, another tiefling heard mention of Oralunga, but he never shared that information with anyone else. He says, if you and your companions are looking to find a way to stop this death curse, though, I'm going to Oralunga to see. They call them a prophet, somebody who's able to pierce the veil and glean information. They might be able to help me with what I'm looking for, but I imagine they could help you gain some information on the death curse as well.
Well, I actually have an incomplete map of this whole freaking island. So...
It's an archipelago, actually. Or, sorry, peninsula. Archipelago is a series of islands.
Peninsula. Sorry.
100 years ago, it was an island, but the land, the waters receded again. So you're not incorrect, you were just looking at an old map.
Yeah.
Which is true, because Wizards of the Coast could make up their mind if it's an island or a peninsula. It's a peninsula currently.
I mean, I guess I can stay for a little bit, like a short amount of time, if you could, like, help me fill in this map and get in what you know of this map and help with any information that we could possibly have to help us with this whole thing.
Certainly. Come on in.
I go on it. I feel bad taking up the whole session.
Don't. They're immeasurable for you.
Okay.
And I mean, Carrie's getting Toe's heart, and Tharion's snuggling with the tiger. It's fine.
And a pseudo dragon. Don't forget the pseudo dragon.
You guys are on the floor, and it has made a pillow fort on the bed.
Yes, it has clearly, like, claimed its superiority over us.
Yeah, it's a dragon, dude. Of course it did. And it probably did pilfer some gold from your coin pouches, and it's like, this is my hoard now. But the two of you enter alongside Dragonbait and Artus, and you end up seeing that it's a modest and well-furnished apartment. And he says, it's an interesting thing. I actually used to live here once upon a time. It was a lot of work to restore the damages. And he's like, would you like some tea?
I guess. I have some wine.
He holds up the slightly warmed wine. He's like, oh, let me see that real fast. And he touches the bottle, and you see that there's his left hand briefly flashes with magic, and the bottle flash freezes real quick and chills. He says, there you go. You should always keep wine cool.
I was about to say, but I only have so many spell slots, but that's actually a cantrip, so Ray of Frost. Yeah, thanks for the information.
You were interested in
I'm not
the map?
Oh, yeah. I'm always interested in maps, and I take out the map of Chult.
He says, yes, let me see what you have so far. And he leans over the map with you. And he says, so, if you and your friends are interested, Oralunga is here. Oops, hold on. Why is this not? Am I on the wrong? I'm physically on the wrong map. That's why I'm not able to flip this over for you. There we go. He says, Orlunga is here. He points to a spot on the map, just past Umbala.
Mumbala? Oh, I see it. Okay.
He says, that's where we'll be heading. It's going to be quite a trek, but it would just be the two of us, Dragonbait and I, so it's not too hard to get through there, though we would have to stop at this other Flaming Fist camp, but we've been given permission. No, we haven't been given permission. We're actually hiding from them here, but they don't know that all the way out there, that we've been illegally staying here in Mesro. Cough.
I mean, you sort of made it obvious with the suddenly nice-looking door and outside
Well,
in a ruined city.
They don't travel this far in.
They did to save us from dying.
That's fair. Also, if you're interested, there is a bit of a wreckage that you might be interested in looking at. And he taps a spot much further inland to the west. He says, a airship had crashed in this area. I saw it go down and made note of it, but I hadn't gone to inspect it myself. You might be able to find something of value over there.
Value as in for my own personal interest, because I'm not really focusing on that right now. I mean, I'm here right now, which is sort of my own personal interest, but like in the future. Or do you think this place would help with the death curse?
I don't think it has any relation.
Okay. I mean, I will make note of it for maybe after this curse goes away.
Very well. Well, that's really it. I'm going to be wrapping up my business here and then getting onto Orlunga. And with your permission, he'll pop the cork of the wine and like fill up a couple of like wooden cups for everybody.
Cool.
Pour.
Alright, well, I believe you guys had conversation you wanted to do. And I point to Zandala and him.
Zandala hasn't actually taken her eyes off of Artus, and he says, right, conversation with my daughter. Were you heading back?
Yes. Me?
Yes.
No, I'm not leaving without her.
All right, then.
I mean, unless she wants to stay here and travel with you, but... Oh, wait, and then I want to whack him on the head.
And then he gets hit on the head. And he's like, what was that for?
Not talking to your beautiful and nice daughter. Not any contact with her. Not telling me about her. That's a pretty dick move.
Again, Dragonbait gives off a smell of brimstone and looks at him as well, and he's like, you're right.
And yes, there, I started the conversation for you, because I'm pretty sure that's where it was going.
You're right. I'm sorry. How foolish of me to
Don't say that to me.
To have neglected my child. And he looks to Zandala.
Now repeat that, but in the second person, talking to her. Instead of talking to me. Dumbass.
He nods, and he gives you another, like, momentary look, and then he turns to Zandala, and he says, daughter, I apologize for not...
She has a name, ask her for it.
What should I call you? And she says, Sandala. Sandala, he says, I apologize for not being aware that you were my progeny. I have a history of being neglectful in my age. And she says, when one lives as long as you do, Artus Cimber, how do you live so long, Artus Cimber? And he kind of narrows his eyes and he says, so that's what this is about. And Zandala looks to Cass and then looks to him and she says, I've traveled a long way to find you and to find my ring. You're going to give me the Ring of Winter, Artus Cimber, and you're going to give it to me now. And you will see the briefest flash of magic from her, and Artus will have to make a save. Because it's always exciting when DM has to roll against himself. Where's this DC? Sandala, what are your DCs at? There it is. Artus Cimber needs to make a save. Bloop. And Cass, you see for a moment Artus's eyes glaze over and he pulls the left glove off of his hand, and there is a gold ring that has glowing icy blue filigree along it, and he says, yes, of course, I should give this to you. And he pulls the ring from his hand, and you see gray start to form along his hairline, and he holds the ring out to Zandala.
Can I stop it for a second?
Yeah, how do you intercede?
I think I just put my, if we're at a table, just almost throw myself onto the table. And I'm like, wait, hold on 1 second.
So you belly flop onto this table. And
More like side flop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a whale?
Yeah, and so Zandala looks at you and she says, what are you doing?
What are you doing? I thought you were here because you wanted to reconnect with your father.
And she has a moment, and I have a gif ready that perfectly mimics the way she looks when she starts to laugh. And she says, Cass, you delightful fool, and I'm going to need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Okay, I need to wait for my sheet to pop back up, because it popped away.
No! The suspense!
Wait. No, I don't. I was gonna say I could. 15?
Zandala, where are you? Boop. You feel the magic of a polymorph spell start to turn you, and then your body resists and shunts it, and she blinks, and she sighs, and she snatches the ring from Artus, who's still holding it out, and says, I only came here for this. This is all I'm here for. He's not my father. I only want the ring.
I guess Mage Hand and try and grab it from her.
No, Mage Hand can't snatch things being held.
Oh.
You may attempt to snatch it, though. She's a wizard, too. She doesn't have any strength. Just wizard
Yeah.
fight.
And she may have had her teeth kicked in that last fight.
Just for, oh wait, no, I don't have that prepared! Ugh! Okay, yeah, I want to try and snatch it from her. And Cass looks pissed right now.
Yep. So, opposed strength, please. Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. So the two of you start to wrestle for this ring, and you are able to get your hands on it, and you start prying it. The ring itself feels cold to the touch, and as the two of you start wrestling, it ends up in your hands, and it puts... let's just do a quick initiative roll-off. It's just going to be between the two of you. I don't need...
Well, can I...
Hmm?
Well, I guess this could be my first move. So I would say I would put it right back on Artus to try and get him in as well.
You're going to put it back in Artus's hand?
Yeah, or put it on his finger, more so.
Alright, so you spend some time trying to put it on his finger, and she snaps and she says, "Give that back!" And he goes, "Absolutely." And he starts to hand the ring back over to her, and she snatches it up again.
From him.
Mm-hmm. And so, give me another opposed as the two of you. And Dragonbait is just looking confused. There is a smell of ham emanating from it as it is watching this scene play out. Another... Oh, Jesus. Why are you rolling so well? You snatch it out of her hand again. And she looks at you annoyed and she says, "Stop it. I don't want to have to kill you."
Honestly, right now, in this very moment, would be perfectly fine with killing you.
And Dragonbait finally looks and gives a concerned expression, and there is the smell of ham again. And it starts to reach for the sword, and then Zandala says, "Stay right there." And Dragonbait, instead of being Dragonbait, now flops into a chicken. And she looks at you and she says, "Last chance."
Can I run out the door?
You absolutely can attempt to run out the door.
Yeah.
So you book it, and as you start to run, Zandala says, "Give back my ring!" And she chases after you. And the two of you start to run through the open causeway. But before long, you notice that she's not running anymore. Her feet are off the ground, and she is flying towards you. She is going to attempt to grapple you. Whoosh. Jesus Christ! She's getting progressively worse.
Also remember your concentrations.
Alright, so here's the thing. I'm doing something that's theater of the mind against NPCs and NPCs. You don't need to tell me things like that.
Okay.
Because it's not pertinent to this thing that I'm trying to do with Kay. You're not in the scene. You don't need to try and upset the way things are going if I'm doing something. I've already asked you not to metagame once tonight.
I'm not
Please.
metagaming.
Please don't try to tell me I got it. I know. I'm the DM. I can decide what things and what things don't. Please. Thank you.
Don't roll a 1.
Just don't roll a 1. She's
Oh,
trying to
me?
yeah, she's attempting to grapple you.
Oh, okay. I don't know what... Yeah. Oh my god!
Okay.
I jinxed it!
So, grapples go in favor of the initiator. Or, I guess, the thing goes in favor of the person trying to do the thing. So she ends up grabbing you, and in the process, the two of you lift up off of the ground, and she's now flying slightly off the ground with you, and she's like, "Give me the ring."
Are you just sitting still, or are you frozen? Okay.
Nope, I was waiting for a response. It would technically be your turn. She's saying, "Give me the ring."
Oh, I said no.
Oh,
I don't know if
didn't
it
hear you.
was heard.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
Do
No,
you
I
do
said
anything
no.
else on your turn, or do you just no?
Oh, it is my turn?
Yes, it would be your turn
Did
to
we-
do something. She's lifted you up off the
Okay.
ground, and she is frantically like grappling you while you fly.
What are we over right now?
The neighborhood. You're not like super high off the
Okay.
ground. You're probably like 10 or 15 feet off the ground.
Do I see any undead
No.
below me? I want to shoot a ray of frost.
At her?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Ranged attacks will be at disadvantage because you are currently in melee with her.
Okay. Yeah, the crystal on my head starts to glow, and it goes pew!
Even with her...
Shoot.
Even with her baby AC, that does not hit. And so, like, you pew, and there's, like, a twist of a barrel roll, and it basically, like, frosts the sidewalk and part of the wall. And then she will attempt to grab the ring from you. Another opposed grapple. Jesus Christ. Don't roll a 1.
Don't jinx it. Hey.
Let me just double check the grapple condition, because that's always... Zero, grapple incapacity, grappling. Okay, so there's nothing that indicates that you did. You are able to hold on to the ring. Anything you would like to do?
Magic missile. Wait,
Right.
no, not magic missile. I forgot that.
You still have.
I
use
think with the
spell
last
slots.
one, no. Huh?
I said you also have used spell
Yeah.
slots. So does she, for that matter. So that's the last of her big
I don't know
spells.
why. All of my stuff is reset as if. So I don't know how much I have.
Oh.
I feel like I probably used up all mine last time, to be honest, though. So.
Yeah, she is out of her big spells at this point too.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll do Firebolt again. I mean, not again. Ray of Frost again.
That does not hit. Getting closer though. She is going to continue to try and pull the ring off of you. There we go. God bless it. Back to you. Anything you want to do?
Just the same thing.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a back and forth.
Does not hit.
No.
She will continue to pull.
Oh my god.
Ah! So she snatches it finally. As the two of you have been wrestling for this, the climb has gotten a little bit higher. The map now for where it would be, you are probably at the canal between the two left-facing quadrants, and holding the ring in one hand and holding you in the other, she says, "I did like you, Cass," and then she lets go. And you have a 20-foot drop into the water. Splash. That rolled in private. You take 6 falling damage as you hit the water. You will have one last action before she flies off.
Well, now we're not within melee range.
You are not.
Yeah. You know what? As a nod to her, I'm gonna shoot a firebolt.
This will be the critical.
Well, it's a messy crit, but
Yeah. Great thing about Zandala, she didn't actually recover any hit points beyond the top off that Carrie had given her, and then she took a little bit of damage. So when you hit her with this firebolt, there's a cry of pain, and basically she loses control of her flight, and you see the little smoky and then crash not too far away on the northern quadrant, but it would require you to have to get out and go after them.
I won't. I'm just gonna try. The walls are tall, right?
It wouldn't be hard for you to get back over there, and there are some openings too. Or you could just swim back to the camp.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna swim back to the camp.
Okay. It doesn't take long for you to swim back to camp.
And as Cass is swimming, you can't tell if it's the water or tears.
Aw.
Sort of thing.
But you continue, and this long and arduous swim back to camp, you're eventually picked up by a couple of the Flaming Fist guards, and after some questioning, you're like, hey, I was with these people, I went out for just a moment, and then I fell in the water, and they don't give you any as much of a hard time. Once you take out some gold and pay them off, they take 10 gold from you, and then they're able to usher you back to the Spirit Tap Mesro branch, where you head back to your room soaking wet. But you are in the hall currently. Do you go to anybody else? Or do you just go to bed?
Nope. Go to my room, slam the door.
Alrighty.
Probably change my clothes and start cleaning them up and cleaning myself up. Like I usually do.
Mm-hmm. Morning comes.
I don't sleep.
You don't sleep.
Do I hear her?
Nor do I.
Cass, please make a stealth roll for me.
To slam the door.
I'm not being stealthy.
Oh, you're not being stealthy. What are the two of your passives?
Nope.
Are you distracted at all, the two of you?
At the moment, no.
No.
14.
Well, there would have been enough time for you to cut the heart out. What's your passive, Carrie?
15.
Alright. The two of you very easily hear the door slam. Their room is next to yours.
I'll go check on her. I go check on her.
You go check on her. You stand outside of Cass and Zandala's door. You don't have a key.
I knock on the door.
I mean, if it's an automatic locking door, but I wouldn't have locked it. I would have just gone in, slammed the door, and just
I walk in.
continued.
You check the door and open it and go inside.
What's
What
wrong?
did they see,
Cass.
Cass?
Well, right now, Cass is probably in the middle of changing. And
see a
wringing
soaking
out their
wet tiefling.
clothes.
I close the door. Behind me. What happened?
Fucking lied to me.
Tell me what happened.
she lied. There's literally nothing else to say. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to say other than that, but that's the gist of it. She lied. She's not actually Artus's daughter. Just was there to take his ring. She took his ring. Now he's basically dead. The fucking dragon thing's a chicken. And I think I probably killed her because now I don't know where she went. She tried to pick me up, was trying to take the ring from me. I shot her as she dropped me into the fucking water, and then she went falling down.
You say she killed Artus Cimber?
I mean, from what I know, the thing I could tell.
Did you check?
No.
Did you check her body?
I wanted. No, she fell into another part. She was flying.
Come on. Show me where it is.
We might want to grab the others.
We will.
Gonna get changed real fast, though.
I'll go collect the others.
Mm-mm.
I'll just say there was trouble.
So it's only been about 3 hours, so everybody's long rest is interrupted.
I actually don't need to rest.
You still need to take a long rest if you want to recover things like hit points. You do not need to sleep.
Well, that ability is useless then. But the spell brought me back to full health, so...
Yes. I just want you to make sure you're not misunderstanding how it works. Every player character still needs to have a rest for a long rest. So you can, forego having long rests if you like, but you still have to do the action of a long rest to get a long rest.
I'm fine for now, so...
But everybody else's long rest is interrupted as...
I never had one.
Could we argue we can at least spend hit die?
No, because... Okay, please, what would you like to do while I'm explaining to other people what's going on?
If they... I'm just gonna let them know that there was trouble, and since I'm fine, I'm gonna check on it. If they want to join, that'll be fine. I want to give that option to them.
Okay. So, they go to your room, Faerun. They let you know that there was trouble. You are asked, would you like to go with them?
Well, I would appreciate more sleep. This night has already been too eventful. I can at least turn into one more beast, so I should be able to assist.
Zaka's already up and getting dressed.
Yep, Therion does too. Pretty much just puts on pants and he's ready to go.
I think after Cass is dressed and everything, they would redressed, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They would walk back out and look at Toe and just say, "No, it's fine. You don't have to focus on that right now.
You should
I
check.
don't have any other spells I can use. I am already down. I already have, I was hurt while we were out. Let's just get a rest and leave in the morning."
I go over to her and I put a hand on her and I say, "You say you might have killed her. If she is alive, what does that mean? You say she took something.
Yeah.
You want to check while she is either unconscious or dead. And you probably want to check on your mentor if they are not far."
He started growing old, and I assume the ring is what was keeping him the age that he was, so I think by now he probably already dead.
Then perhaps you want to find that ring and return it to him, if that's what you think it is. The sooner the better.
We none of us
I
are
died to help find your mentor.
Mhm.
I would prefer it not be in vain. If you don't want to go, if nobody wants to go, I will go look for her.
If you're going, I'll go with you. So I'm not gonna let you die again.
I'm already dead. If you come, you stay behind me, you stay safe.
Okay.
Where did she fall?
In what way did you say the direction of the maps were? Is north up, or is it flipped?
It would be, you would rotate it once to the right. So the top left is actually the top right. So that would be the one where the camp is northeast. So that quadrant
Okay.
is northeast.
And she fell into the quadrant that's connected to the camp, right?
Yes. Yep. And she drops you in the canal between that one and the southern one. Also, here's the ring for you, so you can see what it looked like.
Cool.
Before we leave, Therian would like to really quickly just run into Zendala and Cass's room to look for one of Zendala's possessions.
You go. Give me a investigation.
Pseudo dragon still here?
Oh, fuck, it changed.
You run past Summerwise out of your room to start looking for anything of Zondala's, noticing that it looks like she had taken everything with her, and you come back out empty-handed.
Bummer.
That
In that case,
pseudo-dragon
Therian
is
just
from
turns into a
Casper.
bear and sniffs Cass instead, using his keen smell.
Can I actually, like, realizing this, can I run and see if the pseudo dragon is still here? As in Cass sees it?
Mhm.
Sees?
The pseudo-dragon is hanging out in Therion's room on a pillow fort.
Can I go over to it?
It looks up at you, regards you lazily.
We're going out. Do you want to come with? I don't know how to talk to this thing.
It blows smoke at you, and then lays back down.
As in, like, everyone is leaving? At least from what I know. Most of us are leaving?
Bear Therian just kind of barges past her and just, like, sniffs at the little dragon. Primarily, I just want to try and get a scent of Zendala.
Hey,
it usually rides on her shoulder, so yeah, that works.
Sweet.
Does Cass know Find Familiar?
I don't think so.
Okay, I was just curious.
I know, I was thinking about that too. I was like, I could.
You could make
But-
it your familiar.
I don't have it yet.
But yeah, it just regards you and does not move.
Can I pick it up?
Would you like to try and pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
On, like, in, like, a blanket.
Okay.
She's gonna swaddle it.
Yeah, you just scoop it up and
Yeah.
like, Make a handle animal for me. It's definitely not an animal, but I want to just for my own amusement. Okay. It doesn't look happy about this. It starts squirming and clawing, and it will attempt to sting you out of its own being freaked out, not out of any malicious intent. It is a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
As it freaks out at being unceremoniously lifted from its rest. And so it's going to sting you for 4, and then I need a con saving throw, please.
Okay.
Please fail by
making a
5 or more.
decision.
Yes! You fall unconscious. You
Oh my
you
God.
fall unconscious onto the bed, and the dragon like scurries back to its little pillow fort and just lays down. Actually, like it moves some pillows over you and like claims you as its new pillow fort.
I wake her up.
Bear Therian just like lets out a low grumble, which you guys can probably assume is a bear sigh. Then he turns back into normal Therian, gives it another fucking sigh, then just fucking pokes Cass and casts lesser restoration.
All right, Cass, you are no longer poisoned, and you are shook away.
So remember how I said I had resources? I don't have those anymore. I have one first level spell.
You didn't have to spend it.
The pseudo dragon looks very annoyed at all of you making so much noise while it's trying to sleep.
All right, let's go.
Carrie coming?
Whoever wants to go can go. I'm going.
No one asked her.
I said I asked everyone.
Oh, I didn't hear the everyone. I heard you say that you went to Therion's room.
That's what
Yeah.
Ren said.
Right. Did I get a?
I said I was giving everyone the option.
Get a yeah,
So everybody's going?
Yep.
Therion?
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yep.
I'm just gonna try something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull out a couple of the gems that I got
Mm-hmm.
that nobody else knows that I got, but and show them to Summerwise. I say, "Come on!" I'll tap my shoulder.
Just for the fun of this, handle animal with advantage. I know it's not an animal, but actually, what is better, handle animal or persuasion?
For me,
Yes. You're gonna have advantage because you're bribing it, but
it's the same either way.
okay. Since it's not technically an animal, we'll do persuasion. Okay, that checks out. So it perks up when you hold out the gems, and it like looks over and it sniffs a couple, and then it bites down on one, and then it scurries up your arm and onto your shoulder.
So I give it a little scooch. And just,
It looks quite content, resting right there.
now we can go.
Cass walks out as well, but totally looks out of it. I mean, they've looked out of it this whole time ever since they came back,
Yeah.
but like, they just woke up after getting stung.
Yep. Alright, so what's the plan once you all head out? It's the middle of the night, and you are all in a fortified military camp.
Find Zendala's body.
You approach the gates where
We'll
the
roll
guards look at you and keep the door closed.
Need to bribe them.
How much?
I can. I give them 10 gold.
They say, this is enough for you.
Mm. How many people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Zaka's with you as well.
5.
Okay. 5. I hold out my hand and I say, I only have 36.
Are you holding out the gold, all 36?
Yeah.
They take it and they say, it's good enough. And they open the gate.
A lot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
I resist the urge to kill them and feed on them.
I mean, you don't have to resist it.
Huh?
We go in search of Sandala's body.
Alright. Cass, how do you go about finding where you had left her from this new vantage point?
Do I see any smoke?
No.
Okay, just double checking.
I'll
Do I see any smoke?
I'll ask for the general.
Like,
I'll ask for the
Huh?
I'll ask for the general direction, and if anyone wants to assist, I will make a survival.
I will cast guidance if you want to try and look for her.
I will take it.
I'll
Do you
pull
need to
out
be
my
trained to assist?
Yes.
Not in this
Dang.
game.
How is somebody who doesn't know how to help you track going to help you track?
I have a fuckload of wisdom.
If they have a legitimate reason.
Could I
to.
argue?
Okay. Tell me what the legitimate reason for somebody else who doesn't know how to track can help you track
One.
this person. No, I just want to hear it so I can give them advantage.
So could I argue, if I take out the map
Mhm.
and from where I was to
In the
where we are
water.
now to where I thought yeah.
Zandala. Oh, sorry, go on.
And to where, about the direction I saw Sandala's body, go, could I, like, I don't know, help by, like, sort of triangulating where it is and, like, have, like, a general
Make an
vicinity?
intelligence roll for me.
Cool. Could I get proficiency for my
Nope.
cartographers?
Nope.
Okay.
Because you did this from a position of being in the water after
Nope.
crashing in it. No, you are not able to triangulate where they might have been from your current position versus where you had been and what direction you saw them fall. You know that they landed somewhere in here, but you had the disadvantage of elevation and shock and not actually going in the direction of where they fell. You had swam out of the canal instead of into the quadrant. So your guess is as good as anybody else's. That being said, Toe may attempt to go off of what little information you can have and do a check at disadvantage.
I'll ask for Azaka's help tracking.
Certainly, it will just be a flat roll. Alright. And so it will be 13. You spend some time looking around in this quadrant, and you do not find any signs of her. Would you like to spend longer checking?
Yeah,
It's
I will.
probably about an hour of searching. Alright, you spend another hour. Please roll again. Another 13. Same results. You feel like you're covering a wide area and not really finding any signs of her. Would you like to spend another hour? Yes? Okay. It gets...
Okay.
Okay. So, you have spent 3 hours looking, and you don't find any signs of her.
I mean, throughout the whole time, Cass would probably be saying, like, okay, we're not finding her. We can go back. But this time, Cass would, hey.
On the 4th hour, Toe keeps looking, and it doesn't look like you're going to find anything, but then you turn a corner and you find some fresh blood and a couple of smashed in boxes, and it looks like where she had landed, she had eventually gotten back up and is now gone, but you found where she had crashed. There's no corpse.
I can cast shoot it with a firebolt.
The
I
spot.
Just
stopped
out of
from
anger.
doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the spot
please,
where she landed.
Please roll to attack the spot where she landed. Oh
Is-
yeah. Oh yeah. Now you roll high.
The pseudo dragon still on my shoulder.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that it's not. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like the normal wizards find familiar, where they can snap their fingers and.
Nobody has really inquired about that. But no,
If I recall,
it remains on your shoulder.
if I recall correctly, she was injured and magically drained, thus she couldn't get far. But we've spent far too long out here already. It's a surprise that we haven't been ambushed by the undead. I think it's urgent that we be getting back.
Roll.
Go check for your master.
All right, you're good.
Where's your master?
Yes, we should see to him, make sure he is safe, and get
Oh.
back. Get a
I thought you were talking to the pseudo dragon.
I mean, you
no,
could
talking
be.
to you.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like it takes Cass a moment to notice that you are actually talking to them. And then they take a breath and pull out their map again and point to the door. Where that is on the map. Would I happen to know if we were to go back to where we started, like where we entered that quadrant, the one where we entered it when the dragon guy, the pathway that he took? Judging by
you can recreate it.
The
Just
barriers.
You can recreate it. Just know that it's going to take some time to get back there as well.
Yeah.
You guys
Cass would
are-
explain that. Cass would. Yeah.
It's basically early morning now.
Yeah, no, Cass would say, it's right there. I know a way to get there fairly safely, because that's the way we took to get there. But at this point, it's not worth it.
You can rest there.
We should go back and... Yeah, but we don't want to risk getting caught. He was already hiding from the Firefinger people, and I don't want to get on their bad side.
That flaming fist.
Any
You are
more
out
than
of
we
money.
already are. Yeah, Flaming Fist.
We don't need to go back to the Flaming Fist.
It's true.
We have all we need here.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I can show you guys back there. He has a little assistant. How long does polymorph last? How long would I know that?
You would know that when she
When I turned
crashed-
into a chicken?
Well, when she crashed, polymorph probably ended.
Okay. She
What? Zandala leaps out of the bushes and attacks you. I didn't even click the initiative button. I don't know where that came from.
I was just like,
I wonder if that was a
yeah.
delay from when I had opened the initiative earlier. That's a long delay.
Before we leave the area, I'm just gonna glance around, see if I see the glint of a ring laying anywhere, or see if I see the direction of any footprints.
Investigation.
Not perception,
No.
because I'm looking with my eyes.
Okay, perception, please. Perception.
I rolled your investigation.
You asked to do perception.
I did investigation.
All right, then. You know what? Don't question if I ask you to do something. That's it. Really getting to the point of. All right, you look around. You do not find any sign of the ring.
What about were there any tracks?
No.
Okay.
What is your plan, everybody?
I thought we were heading to the place
Yeah.
her guy
Yeah,
was. To
I would. Yeah, I would start
We go
leading
there so
them
they
to
can finish
where
the rest.
Well, start
to Artus's
You don't.
apartment.
Okay. So you all head to where Cass knows Artus Cimber's apartment had been situated. The lantern is no longer burning, and the door is the door is no longer ajar. It's closed. Do you head up?
I go up and knock.
I should have written them out. I should have written the knock. Can I try and remember it as much as I can and then do the knock?
You can absolutely try to remember, but Toe has already said she walked up and knocked.
Oh, okay.
Toe knocks a couple times, and it takes a moment, but the door finally opens, and Toe is met with the pointy end of a sword before a dinosaur-looking individual's head pokes around the corner. And they look at you threateningly, and there is the smell of... Open rack page sheet back up. There is the smell of baked bread.
I hold my hands up and glance back towards Cass. Is this your mentor?
Oh, this is his assistant that was turned into a chicken. I would speak up and say, hey, it's me. These are my friends.
The smell of baked bread permeates out to everybody, and it still holds the sword up.
Are his eyes focused on me or everyone?
It's looking at Cass.
I mean, I like the smell of baked bread, but this does not look like a pleasant encounter.
Yeah, no, that means he's annoyed or it's a negative emotion.
She went after her former friend and tried to put it right.
Yeah, I was not with her. I came to check if Artus was okay. Still holding my arms up.
The smell changes to roses, and the sword kind of lowers a bit, and they look back into the room, but they do not open the door.
Please let her see.
I have not smelled that smell before. Does it not mean something good? Then I do the little thumbs up, thumbs down motion.
It lowers the sword in an awkward attempt to thumbs down.
Please let her see him.
Come in, please.
Make a persuasion roll, please, Cass.
Hey!
Oh, who said you had a straight roll? It looks very reluctant.
Said with disadvantage.
I don't have to tell you it's a disadvantage.
It's okay.
The smell of ham permeates from it, and it does not move to open the door.
That smell
And
means
I haven't quite figured that one out, but from what I can tell, it sort of means something along the lines of either reluctance, confusion, um, not realization, surprise. I don't know. He does that smell when like I called for him to like stop, and he does it to acknowledge people. I guess I don't know.
Is Artus hurt?
It looks to you, and the smell of roses comes back.
Is he alive?
I get a feeling that's sort of a melancholy, sad sort of smell. He's probably dead.
Is he alive?
He gives a thumbs up.
Oh,
Is
Well,
there anything we could do for him?
It makes a head shake.
I mean, I think I'm gonna try once. Like, can we please come in? Like, he's my mentor. He's shown me all I know. He's probably spoken about me before. My name's Cass Valanus, tiefling. Met at random name of a city, archaeological dig site. And I'm literally just starting to list off like our whole past together just to see if anything like rings a bell for this guy that maybe just to
you
show
have
that like I
never-
know this guy.
Yeah, you have never seen Dragonbait before, and there's never been mention of him to you by Artus Cimber. It probably isn't a recent acquaintance or a closely kept secret one. But yes, you may make another persuasion, and it will be a flat roll this time.
Oh,
And it gives off the smell of wood smoke and then closes the door, and you hear the sound of a lock being set on it.
I think Cass just collapses.
Thurian just kind of steps over and goes to pick up Cass. Assuming she doesn't fight, he's just going to turn and start walking back to the camp.
Yeah, no, they're not fighting.
Alright. So, you all make your way back to the Flaming Fist camp.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
You are stopped outside of the gates, and they say, "State your business."
Alcohol and sleep.
And they look at each other and they say, "Broken Barrel's orders where you were to leave in the morning." And they look, and the sun is very much rising. That means you're not allowed back in, and that you need to leave.
You're welcome to join us for the post-shift piss-up.
Nope. They don't move.
Shit.
Let's find a place to camp.
I'll look for a place to set up to sleep and meditate.
They do not let you set up camp here.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna leave in search of an area.
Okay, you guys are going to leave the city?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody who is not Toe, set yourselves to 1 exhaustion. As you have been up well past the normal amount of time you would need to be functioning adults.
Is there an exhaustion counter in
Yes.
somewhere?
I may need to enable it for your sheets.
Yeah, I know where it would be because my
actually,
has one.
Valk
Mine
has
is
it.
enabled.
Show exhaustion tracking under the cog, then on the right side,
Oh,
right at the bottom, under general option.
Well, right above
Show
general
exhaustion chat. Yep, cast yours is on now. And I do believe Toe being undead, you will not have exhaustion to deal with. So we just tick that up to 1. Cass, I've got you situated. So you all have exhaustion from not getting your long rest and the recommended amount of sleep needed, or meditation for the elf. So you head out. Azaka, also looking quite tired, sets off with you all. You will need to be well out of the city proper before you would technically be considered safe enough to rest, because they told you not to be seen in Mesro again. So that's probably going to be a hex. So we'll just get you moving. Are you going to plop down the canoe?
Yeah, and I'll let someone else ride. Dave.
Okay. Who's riding Dave?
All right, Dave.
All right. Handle animal from you, Carrie.
Guidance.
Yeah, sufficient.
Hey.
Dave is well trained, so Azaka will now make her roll. Disadvantage because she's tired.
May I assist?
No. Because you have the compass already, so it's not necessary. I told that to Whisper, but that is fine. We're moving at regular speed because you can't really push it while being there. But getting on there, 1, 2, it puts you guys just shy of a Tasmo. But you make camp on the hex just outside of Atasbo. It is an option to go next time if that's the way you want to go. But this area starts to cut into the mountains. The river. Yeah, the river actually cuts right through that mountain pass. And so the dangers of the jungle seem to melt away, but there are a good number of trees and stuff there. It's largely uneventful as you make your way through, but you spend the entire day going downriver before you feel it's far enough and safe enough to set up camp, and you find a little outcropping shore along the riverbank and set up. I won't be mean and set it to 2 exhaustion because you would just drop it down. You can spend 2 days to recover from the exhaustion because you need to spend a day, a full uninterrupted day resting, so you can tick off 2 more days. So I need 2 rolls from you because you needed 1 in the morning.
Already made one.
All right, and now I need 2 more from you.
I already made one.
Like day 1 would undoubtedly be lost, but
All right, so
would Dido be able to pull the aid trick?
no, we already went over that. So
Dang.
first day, you rolled it before I asked, so that's there. You need to spend a full day to rest. So make another one. Is that the?
That is a second one.
That is a second
That
one.
is the
Thank
second
you.
one.
That is much more clear than a gesture at your screen. So I need 1 more for the next day because they've rested off their exhaustion and now it's the start of a new day to continue traveling. Thank you. That's what I need. So keep that ticked away. That is the time that has been spent to recover because people, the entire party, made the decision to stay up and gain exhaustion. This is where we're going to wrap up. We are at our 3-hour mark. We're actually 10 minutes over. So we will stop here thank you, everybody. It's been an interesting session, to say the least.
Yeah.
And we will come back next week, hopefully much more excited as we resume exploration. Everybody have a great night. Be safe.